Right, let's start. Last week we started, last week means day before yesterday, we started the lesson correction of errors. I think it's better to start with the first question. Take the view. Correction of errors. State journal entries to rectify following errors in Mitchell Enterprise. You are given 10 errors, right? I just ask you to write journal entries to rectify these errors. Draw the journal and start writing journal entries. Right. Please listen. Before we check the double entries, the entries to rectify, let's see whether you know double entries, the original entries. Matake and tell me the double entries for these transactions quickly. Purchases, purchase account debit, cash credit if it is cash purchases. Credit purchases, purchase account debit, creditors credit. How to count sales? Cash owed, debtors debit, sales credit. Written inwards account debit, debtors account credit. Written outwards, creditors debit, written outwards credit. Payment of expenses debit, cash credit. Receipts of income, cash debit, income account credit. So these are just summary of the transactions. So when you take the transactions, you can summarize the purchases, sales, expenses, income, right? Then purchase of assets. When you purchase an asset, how do you count? Asset account debit, cash account credit. So when you obtain a liability, how do you count? If you obtain a loan, cash account debit, relevant loan account credit. So these are the summary of transactions, right? Now tell me. And you should have the basic understanding that how to count transactions, how to count the transactions connected to debtors and creditors. There is a special pattern for counting transactions which we usually record in journals. Last week also I discussed, I remember that. I especially talk about these four things: purchase, credit sales, written inwards, written outwards, allowed discounts, received discounts. And cash received from debtors, payment to creditors. Why transactions higher? When you discuss the rectification of errors in many cases, these 6 transactions are there. Credit purchase, credit sales, written inwards, written outwards, received from debtors, payment to creditors, not only 6. Discounts allowed and discount received. All the 8 transactions you extract from 8 journals. Purchase journal, sales journal, written inwards journal, written outwards journal, cash receipts journal, debtors receipts column, cash payments journal, debtors payments column, discounts allowed column in cash receipts journal, discounts received column in the cash payments journal. With respect to these 7 transactions, so these are anyway you will see even in control accounts. These 8 transactions are different in nature when you are accounting these. What is the difference? With respect to debtors and creditors, you maintain separate ledgers. Those are called as subsidiary ledgers. When there are debtors separately, Amal, Nimal, Kamal, Sunil, likewise, for them you need to maintain separate accounts somewhere else. How do you call that place? Subsidiary ledgers. For debtors, there is a subsidiary ledger. For creditors, there is a subsidiary ledger. But remember, we prepare those accounts on daily basis, and there we are not going to complete double entries. When you prepare the debtors ledger, you are not going to prepare the double entries there. So if you prepare an account for Nimal, the personal debtor, when you sell Nimal, you debit there. But in that ledger in the sense, a separate person prepares those accounts. Say in the accounting department, we have an accounting assistant. He is responsible to prepare debtors accounts. So the thing what he does is he just prepare personal accounts. Amal, Nimal, Kamal, Sunil, Ranga, Dayank, likewise. So when he prepares those accounts, he is not going to prepare double entries. Sales, he just debit to Nimal. Sales to Asanka, debit to Asanka, likewise. At the end of the month, all the personal accounts are balanced, and by obtaining the balances, we prepare a special list that is called as list of balances. When it is prepared for debtors, that is debtors list of balances. If the same is prepared for creditors, that is the creditors list of balances. You know that, right? Then we will remind those again later on. And we are going to talk how to prepare double entries in general ledger. General ledger is the place where we are not going to prepare personal accounts for each debtor and each creditor. With respect to all debtors, we prepare a single account that is called as debtors control account. With respect to creditors, we prepare a single account which is called as creditors control account. When we prepare the control account, remember, using the control account, we are going to complete double entries. And always, we take the total of each journal, take the total of sales journal, total of purchase journal, total of return inwards, total of return outwards, total of discounts allowed, total of discounts received, total of receipts from debtors, total of payment creditors. Take the total always, and that total is only you are going to account in general ledger. As the double entries, we are going to talk about the double entries in general ledger, but not the double entries in personal ledgers, subsidiary ledgers. That's very much important when you write journal entries to rectify the errors. Right? Some students misunderstand. Right? So when you are given transactions relevant to control accounts only, you can write double entries. Because we are going to write journal entries only in which ledger? General ledger. In personal ledgers, in subsidiary ledgers, we just prepare the accounts, but we are not going to complete double entries. Understand? So when you read the error, you have to think whether this error affects the total of these journals. If the error is there, and if it affects the total of a certain journal, that affects the purchase journal, definitely that should be an error in the general ledger. But there may be some errors which affects the personal accounts. So we are not going to rectify those errors, as those are not errors as we discussed in this lesson with relevant to the general ledger. Clear? It's a මතක තියාගන්න. හැම වෙලේම double entry එකක් ලියද්දි බලන්න මේ කතා කරන්නේ general ledger එකේ error එකක්ද? අපිට හැම වෙලාවෙම double entry එකක් ලියලා rectify කරන්න පුළුවන් general ledger එකේ errors විතරයි. එහෙම නැවනේම rectify කරන්න බෑ double entry තියලා මොකද? When you prepare personal ledgers, there we are not completing double entries. So if you supposed to rectify something, there should be an error in general ledger. එහෙම නැතිව rectify කරන්න බෑ. So ඔය understanding එක මාර වැදගත්. And always, if the error relevant to the total of a journal, if the total of the journal is incorrect, definitely that affects two places. Total of the journal is incorrect, therefore both entries are incorrect. Say that total is correct, but when you post these two accounts, one place you have posted is incorrect. One account is incorrect. With that error, there possibly that there will be a suspense account. It's not much hard, the correction of errors, which some students discuss in grade 10 if you are commerce. But remember, if you are going to use that knowledge which you have discussed in O level, then you are finished. In O level, you are going to discuss, you are not maintaining general ledger. All the accounts are prepared together. In that case, subsidiary ledgers are not maintained. Because we are going to discuss a different method, which is not the one which you discuss in O level. But that may not be a problem. Many students don't remember what you discussed in O level. Number one. Normally in my classes, I advise my new students, when you come into advanced level classes, forget O level. O level commerce kala kene amadak karanna. O level mukut danne naha කියලා හිතාගෙන බබෙක් කියලා හිතාගෙන ඉන්නවා. එතකොට තමයි වැඩේ හරියන්නේ. ලොක්කෙක් කියලා හිතන් આવුත් නා ගන්නවා. අර කියන්නේ බයික් වගේ හිතන්න ඕනේ. Right, let's see. Total of the sales journal had been understated by 12,000. Listen. You know the total of the sales journal. මොකක්ද ඉස්සෙල්ලාම දැන් මෙහෙමනේ දැන් ඔයා කෙනෙක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. සර් කොච්චරකවත් මට ඩබල් එක් ටිකක් ලියා ගන්න තීරණය රෙක්ටිෆයි කරන්න. මම කරන විදිහ කියනවා. මගේ ඔළුවේ හැදෙන විදිහ මේක. දැන් මට මේක දන්නකොට ඩබල් එන්ට්‍රි පේනවනේ. නමුත් මම කල්පනා කළ process එක, this is the process in my brain I think. Right? Total of the sales journal had been understated by 12,000. මම නම් පුරුද්දක් විතර ඔක කියවනකොට එහෙම එච්චර හිතට ගන්න නැහැ. ඕනට හිතන්න යන්නේ. Simple case එක මේකයි. Total of the sales journal ඔක්කොම පැත්තකට දාලා ඉක්මනට හිතනවා this is regarding sales. අන්න එච්චර ඔකකින් ගන්නනේ first chart. There should be first impression. Sales journal, credit sales. නේ. එකපාරම ආව ඔළුවට එන්නේ credit sales නම් debtors account debit sales account. ඕක ඔළුවට તો මොකද කරන්න බෑ. You should have the original way how this should be accounted. Then only you have to go and find the deviation, the problem. To identify the problem, you should know the correct. So, total of the sales journal, debtors account debit, debtors control debit, sales credit. Now see what has happened. Total of the sales journal had been understated by 12,000. Now total is understated. Total like understated, double entries were understated. Both entries were understated. So you have to write the original entry. That's nothing but the original entry. Debtors control account debit, sales account credit 12,000. Debtors control account debit, sales account credit 12,000. ඒක තමයි ලේසිම විදිහ. ඒ නිසා මේ ගොඩාක් හිතන්න යන්න මම දැකලා තියෙනවා සමහර ළමයි මේව දකින්නකොට කොටම accounts ගහ ගන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මම බයිඩ් නෑ ඒක වැරදි කියන්නේ නෑ. something unnecessary. හැම එකටම account ගහ ගන්න ඉන්න තරම් time එකක් අපිට නෑ exam එකේ. හැබැයි if you feel something is very hard for me also, then I will do an account and see. Number 2, it's bad debts. ඔක දකින්නකොටම ඔලුවට එනවනේ මොකක්ද? Bad debts account debit, debtors account. Having that idea, only you have to approach. Bad debts 4,000 had not been posted to debtors control. Bad debts කරන්න ඕනේ හරිනම් debtors control credit වෙන්න. Bad debts debit, debtors credit. So the error is they haven't credited that to debtors control. Only one error available there. Both entries are not incorrect. In that case, the bad debt account is correct, but the error is named the debtors account. How to rectify? Suspense account debit, debtors control account credit 4,000. Suspense account debit 4,000, debtors control account credit 4,000. Right. Number 3, house rent paid 6,000 had been debited to rent account as 600. So here also when I see the house rent paid, original idea gets house rent debit, cash to rent. That is what the way you account house rent normally. Now let's see what is the error. Then we have to discover. House rent paid 6,000, but they have debited as 600 to rent account. Here the error is there only in the rent account. The amount they have debited is only 600. You have to debit furthermore 5,400. Rent account debit, suspense account credit. There are no more errors. Rent debit, suspense credit 5,400. Sorry?
Since it's house rent,
Yeah, house rent can be.
if we take it as drawings, is it wrong?
Is it taken as drawing? No, she's arguing house. House may be the house of the owner. Don't think in that way. For the business, can't you use a house? And if you take the real idea of a house is any place which has a roof. Isn't it? Simply, you are cultivating greenhouse, is that a place where you live? There is a house there, as well can be used. A house can be detailed. This is also house name. But we are doing classes. So, yes.
What will be the entry fees or drawing?
Yeah, it has in case it's drawings. එහෙම හිතනවා අය හිතනවා මෙහෙම දෙයක් කරනවා. ඇත්තටම මේක drawings. Drawings උනාට ඒක 6000 දාලා තියෙන 600 කියලා rent account එකකට. Then that also wrong. If it is drawing, that should be debited to the drawings account. එහෙම උනා නම් එහෙම drawings account එකෙන් 6000. They have debited this 600 also to rent account. එහෙම ඒවා හිතනවා හරි විදිහ අරකයි. Then rent account credit 600. That can be 5400 credit suspense. එහෙම උනා නම් කියන්නේ මේක ඇත්තටම මේක drawings. හැබැයි දාලා තියෙන rent account එකට. පට්ට කරලා තියෙන්නේ. දාලා තියෙන්නේ කීයක් කියලාද? 600. නේ accountant හොයලා ගාලා ඉලවන්න ඉතින් එතකොට. So in that case, we have to debit drawings account 6000 first. Rent account එකට credit කරන්න එනවා 600 because it's not the rent of the business. There's something personal. And the balance you have to suspense. But here the house rent is the rent of the building. That may be a possible error of me when sometimes instead the building මට තව තැන්වලක තියෙනවා මට ටියුටර් මා දැකලා තියෙනවා මට ටියුටර් ලියන තැන්වල මට මේ building rent කියන එක house rent කියලා ලියනවා මගේ. right. මම house කියන එක හිතන්නේ check expand කරපු idea. Whatever a place where you do the business or your activities is a house. Greenhouse. Glass house. Right. Listen. So I'm very sorry in advance if the same error is repeated in the future also, right? Next. Commission received 4,000 had been debited to commission account. So when you look at this, commission received, the original entry should be cash debit, commission income credit. It's an income, but they have debited that to commission account. Is it to be debited to credited? Credited. Something to be credited has been debited. How to rectify? So in that case, if you want, you can just draw an account and see. If this is the commission, this is something should have credited, but they have debited here. Now I want to take this to the other side.
Double.
You have credit 4,000, then that will be cancelled. Then you can't just credit 4,000. You are correct. You have to double this and credit. 2 4,000s. So one will be offset, the other will be there. Always the same thing is recorded in the incorrect side. You have to double it. May have to do that one. That one may mean. May mean the kid. Monday I'm going to make that area. Make it to the left side. At the Varadilla, inside the left side, I go to the other side. Not a path. Maybe there, maybe there. Now if you see, if I want to go back to the place where I decide to go, I'll take 2 steps. One, to come to the right place where I stay, and here, distance is double. The same thing applies here. When you record something in the something is recorded in the incorrect side, you have to double and record it. So, commission account credit 8,000 and debit that where? Suspense. Suspense account debit 8,000. Commission account. සමහර දේවල් තියෙනවා ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් පැත්තෙන් හිතුවාම තියෙනවා. එකපාරට නිකන් account එකක් අස්සරේ වෙන්නේ නැතුව. Next one. 1 2 3 4 5. Return inwards by Shakti. 5,000 had not been posted to his account. Is it an error in general ledger? Read this carefully. Return inwards by Shakti 5,000 had not been posted to his account. His account means is it in general ledger or personal ledger, subsidiary ledger. Remember, I told you in advance, when you write journal entries, you can write journal entries to rectify errors only in general ledger. This is not an error in general ledger, in personal account. You have to just go and write it there, but no double entries. No double entry. Take a double entry and leave an ethical to some. Apina leave. No, no, leave again. Leave one another there. ඒක දෙන්නේ ඔයාව ඉන්ටෙන්ෂනලි ඔයාව මිස්ගයිඩ් කරන්න දෙන්නේ. හැබැයි මෙතෙන්දී මොනවද කියන්න කමක් නැහැ විභාගෙද මොනවද කියන්නේ? මතක තිබ්බොත් ඔය වර්ධය කරන්නේ නැහැ මොකද? ඒක ආයෙ කියලා දෙන්නද? This is required to explain this. Is it an error in general ledger? No, this is an error in debtors ledger, subsidiary ledger. I told you, always we record double entries for the total of the journals. This is not a error which affects the total of the journal. Because journal එකේ total එකට බලපාන්නේ නැති වරද. හැම වෙලෙම journal එකේ total එකයි අපි accounts කරන්නේ. journal එකේ total එක වැරදුනොත් තමයි double entry වරදින්නේ. ශක්තිගේ account එකේ ලියද්දි වරදුනා කියන්නේ ඒක this is an error where in Shakti's account, in debtors account, so when you prepare the debtors list of balances, this affects. With this error, debtors list of balance will not equal to the debtors control account. This is something you have to go and rectify in debtors ledger and in the debtors list of balances. In that way. If one of the main accountant gave the account assistant gave. But we take a trial balance again. So we are going to talk about the trial balance because we are going to prepare financial statement using the trial balance. This is not an error in the trial balance. Mantiwa matam theory mantilo walata mataka chitra ඇතලා නේද? රංගපාලා මිනිසුන්ගේ නම් දදා කියලා දුන්නා නේද? Next. Balance of the electricity account 2500 had not been extracted to the trial balance. Take if this is the trial balance prepared in the business, electricity 2500 they have taken to the trial balance. Is this an error in the account? No, this is an error in the trial balance. So electricity account is correct and the 2500 balance definitely should be there. But the problem is this 2500 has not been taken here. Then how to rectify the error? You have to take it here. Actually, there are no errors in double entries. Okay, that's the case. Okay, the trial balance that is something we prepare using the accounts. When you prepare the trial balance, this balance does not come here from here with the journal entry. Maybe double entry you just look and see and write. Double entry it's a different type of error because this is not an account. You can't say the trial balance debit because trial balance is not an account. But you have to think in that way. Trial balance debit. No more errors. Suspense account, credit. Man can hitana kote. What only ka hitana kote. You have freedom to think whatever you want. අපි හිතන හැම එකම කියන්නේ කොත් මිනිස්සු අපි මරලා දායි කියන්නේ. Everything which we feel, we cannot save or record. Do you agree? මේ අපිට හිතන හැමදේම ළමයි අපි කියන්නේ කිව්වොත් එහෙම අපි මරයි මිනිස්සුනේ. Yes or no? අර තෙල් පොලිමේ ඉන්න මිනිස්සුන්ට හිතන දේවල් ටික නේ මිනිස්සු කරන්නේ නැහැ කරන්න බෑ. අපි හිතන හැමදේම කරන්න බෑ. But you can think. So you have to think. Trial balance debit. ඒක අපරාධයක් නෙමෙයි ඒකට. But don't write it. So when you write, don't write trial balance. Instead of the trial balance, you have to say put some dots. Dots debit. Suspense credit. When you look at these dots, that implies dots for what? Trial balance. If you counting, you will put it in. And not make it double debit in the dots debit. Dot debit suspense credit. ඕන වෙලාවක ට්‍රයිල් බැලන්ස් එකේ වරදක් නම් ඒකට මොකද අපි කරන්නේ? හැබැයි මේකට තව ප්‍රොසෙස් තියෙනවා. සමහර අය ඩොට්ස් තියෙනවා. සමහර අය ඩොට්ස් නොතියම ඩෙබිට් කියලා දානවා. සමහර අය ඩෙබිට් එක ලියන්න ඕන. ඔච්චර ඩීටේල්ස් එක විතරයි. All three approaches are correct. Some Some people don't write here, but just put the value debit. Some people don't write the debit entry or the credit entry, but don't do that. Because when we go to the next step, rectification of the profit, that will affect it. In debit entry then it will be misunderstood. So, we will put some rules. You cannot argue because double entry can be no debit entries. What's the point to put debits? But again, we can argue with them. Then Luca especially says for everything there should be double entry. Can't have only a credit entry. Samal then after bubble again. Next. Next. Did you write it? Hurry. Dots, debit, suspense, credit. Machinery purchase for the factory use 6,000 had been entered in the purchase journal. Think. It's a strategy. Shokantya. Machinery purchase for factory use. Listen, if you have purchased the machinery for factory use, we have to record it. Just tell me what should be the double entry? Machinery account debit. Can you credit that to creditors control? No, sir. Creditors control. Where do you record in that account only the purchases on credit basis reason? Understand? But if you purchase the machinery, you can never credit that to creditors control account. It's a special type of creditor that should be credited to a machinery creditors account or non-trade creditors accounts. Understand? But what they have done is they have just taken this 6,000 and they put that in the purchase journal. With that, what will happen? Total of the purchase journal will be overstated by 6,000. As the total of the purchase journal is overstated by 6,000, the both entries, the double entries were overstated by 6,000. They have debited 6,000 to purchase account and then 6,000 had been credited to creditors control account. Both are incorrect. You have to reverse the original entry, reverse the total entry. How to reverse that? In these cases, the easiest way to reverse the wrong entry and re-record the correct entry. How to reverse this? Creditors control account debit, purchase account credit 6,000 because that cannot be there in the creditors control account. It's entirely correct. How the monkey? Do you agree? Some are getting Mathika agree with according to our level of knowledge, we can't agree with you. Hey, Mathika argue better. Right. Okay. The creditors control account debit, purchase account credit. For that, the narration should be cancellation of machinery purchased recorded as credit purchases. Cancellation of machinery purchase which had been recorded as purchases. Then you need to write the original entry. What should be that one? Machinery account debit, non-trade creditors account credit, or the machinery creditors credit. Machinery account debit, machinery creditors account credit. Eka hari katya to sir. Wait. Problem. Ini That's also important. I didn't read that part. Machinery purchase, I'm very sorry. If you are going to watch the recording, right, be careful. Machinery purchase for the factory use. 6,000 has been entered in the purchaser's journal and credited to relevant creditors account correctly. In the creditors account, it's there. Then you rectified the previous entry, but anyway that was there in the purchase journal. Then you have to do the previous one anyway. Yeah, you can argue with that view too. පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේ machinery purchase for factory හැබැයි දැන් මෙතන purchase journal එකේ දාපු නිසා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් නේද journal එකේ total එක වරදිනවා therefore there is a high possibility to credit this to creditors control අපිට එහෙම නෑ මොකද journal එකේ total එක ගත්තට පස්සේ එකයි separate කරන්නේ නෑ when something is recorded in purchase journal then we take the total as it is and we post therefore that has a possibility to be recorded this in creditors control account. Understand? Your argument is correct, but since it is recorded in purchase journal, I think the way which we recorded is okay. In addition to that, anyway, this is credited to the relevant creditors account. Therefore, I am not going to do that one. It is there. Understand? But we have to debit this to machine account. Machine account debit, suspense account.
Machinery account debit and purchases account credit, is it wrong?
දැන් මේක හරි ඔයාලා කියන එක මට තේරෙනවා. machinery account debit purchase account credit කියලා කිව්වොත් වැරදිද? හරි. එහෙනම් අර ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙනවා. නේ? ඒක creditors control account එකට credit වුණාද දන්නේ නැහැ නේ. ඒක ඇත්තටම කියනවා නම් අපේ අවුලක් නෙමෙයි ගානේ අවුල. කියන්නේ ගාන අපිට කියන්නේ නැහැ ඒක. ඔයා machine account debit purchase account credit කියලා කිව්වත් හරි. එනොත් එතෙන්දි බැරි වෙලාවත් in case it is credited to creditors control account you have to debit that and rectify නේ ඒ නිසා මම ඔය දෙකම accept කරන්නම් in this case because the question is not clear the person those who has given the question is not given that one මම තමයි ගන්න දුන්නේ yes දැන් අපි මෙහෙම කරමු එන්න if you record this as listen machine account debit purchase account credit within bracket here you can write in the creditors control account it is correct එහෙම හිතලා කරලා it is assumed the creditors control account is correct now in case the creditors control also incorrect then you have to rectify that also number 8 sorry total of return inwards journal 1500 had been credited to return outwards. Listen. How to rectify this? Here the total of return inwards 1500 but they have credited that to return outwards. This is the return outwards account. They have credited this 1500 here which should have debited where? Return inwards. In the return inwards that should have debited. How to rectify this? They have credited it's wrong. Debit this 1500 return outwards first. With that will be cancelled. Return inwards account debit 1500. Both should be credited to suspense. Return inwards debit 1500. Return outwards also debit 1500. Suspense account debit 3000. Is it understood? Number 9. Balance of the house rent. Again, that is building rent. Again, I'm telling you sorry, right? Balance of the house rent expense 7,000 had been entered in trial balance as 700. You need to take another 6,300 more to the trial balance. Dots debit 6,300, suspense credit 6,300. Dots debit, suspense credit 6,300. Is it clear? I'm making a good lesson. The possible areas will be discussed in 2-3 questions. Division class. We will to revise the things. Number 10. Closing stock had been overvalued by 20,000. You should know what is the double entry for the closing stock. How to count the closing stock? Closing stock account debit, trading account. Credit. Remember that one. Closing stock account debit, trading account credit. That's how you count the closing stock. In inventory lesson we discussed that. Not only in the inventory lesson, in financial statements also we discussed. Now that had been overvalued. As it's overvalued, you have to reverse this. How to reverse? Trading account debit, closing stock account, credit 20,000. Trading account debit, closing stock account, credit 20,000. Okay. Right. Now do the second question. Read it first. Page number 9, question number 2. Right. Please quickly run through the question. Trial balance of Tushani Enterprise did not agree and the difference had been transferred to a suspense account. Subsequent examination found the following errors. You are given the errors required. Journal entries to rectify the errors. Suspense account. Number 3. If the draft net profit is calculated as 40,000, calculate the correct net profit. If the calculated gross profit is 87,000, calculate the correct gross profit. Yes. You have to read the question first, write the journal entries. Then I will discuss how to rectify the errors. Those will be discussed, we don't worry. If you don't remember the rectification part, that is why I discuss this in the revision, to remind these areas. As I told last week, I don't expect a big question will be given for rectification of errors. This will be connected with some lessons. But here I have just taken this lesson as a separate lesson just for the understanding. But we'll see this will be there in partnerships and other lessons. It will have definitely combined with other lessons. So, when it is given in partnerships, we'll discuss this lesson again. So you can't forget this lesson. Right, please. Those who watch the recording, I am not going to record everything. I am going to record only the discussion part, right? This idle time will not be recorded. Idle time is working time. I will not record. Idle time of me, right? Right. Let's discuss. You need to write down this first. Rupees 9,000 incurred for the maintenance of motor vehicle had been posted to motor vehicle account. Simple. How to rectify? Vehicle maintenance account debit, motor vehicle account credit. Motor vehicle maintenance account debit. $9,000. Motor vehicle account credit. Number 2. Total of the sales journal had been understated by 10,000. Total of the sales journal had been understated by 10,000. Understated meaning debtors control account debit, sales account debit. Debtors control debit 10,000. Sales account credit 10,000. Number 3. Cash purchases 4,000 had been duplicated in purchase account. In this case, the error is there in where? Cash purchase 4,000 had been duplicated in purchase account. The purchase account is duplicated. How to rectify? Suspense debit. Purchase account credit 4,000. Number 4. Sales 3,300 had been recorded in sales account twice. Sales 3,300 had been recorded in sales account twice. That was duplicated. Suspense debit, sales account credit. The sales account, sorry, sales account debit, suspense account credit. Sales credit. Suspense account credit. Number 5. Accrued salary 11,000 had not been accounted. You know, accrued salary should be salary account debit. Accrued salary account credit. The both entries they have recorded. Salary credit 11,000. Accrued salary credit. Number 6. Depreciation of machine 20,000 had been posted to depreciation account as 2,000. What should be the double of depreciation? Depreciation account debit, provision for depreciation credit. But here the error is only in depreciation account. They have debited only 2,000, but they should have debited 20,000. But another 18,000 should be debited. Depreciation account debit, suspense account credit. Now, this is how you have to prepare the journal entries. Then, when it goes to the suspense account, in the suspense account, we are not given the opening balance. We don't know whether it comes from the debit side or credit side. I just leave one line from both sides. First entry has no impact on suspense. Second also not having, but the third, suspense debit. I debit this 4,000 to suspense, credit to purchase. Then sales debit, suspense credit, 3,300 credit here, debit to sales. Salary debit, accrued salary credit, that has no impact on suspense. The depreciation debit, suspense credit, 18,000 here is depreciation. You can balance this account. The credit side total is 21,300. That minus 4,000 is 17,300. The opening balance in the suspense account. Okay. Press the hand if it's correct. Correct. Balance. Now, චුට්ටක් බලන්න මේක. It's very important. මට මේ lesson එකේදී ඕනේ කරන්නේ මෙන්න මේ idea එක දෙන්න. ඇත්තටම කියනවා මම මෙතනදී try කරන්න මේ ගණන් ගොඩක් දාලා නැහැ. I want you to emphasize, you to convey that in this lesson actually it's not hard one. අපි ඕනේ කෙනෙකුට මනුස්ස විදිහට අපි සාමාන්‍ය කරදි වෙන ක්ලාස් එක. Human beings always this errors are something connected with people. This will not be a major problem for you. But anyway, you should have the idea how to rectify the errors and what are the other areas. The lesson may be there. After rectification of errors, how to rectify the profits. So those are the other critical areas you have to learn. So I am now going to teach those. Listen. Here. So this is the story behind this. You prepare prime entry books. Then you get the total of the prime entry books. We complete double entries for the total of each prime entry book. Then we prepare the trial balance. Then the trial balance is equal. If we supposed to find errors at that point, now the trial balance is there. That's error, yes. So you are going to look for some errors. So if you find errors with that view, then you can rectify the errors. After rectification of errors, you can rectify your trial balance, and you can see now the trial balance is okay. But in some cases, the problem goes a bit farther than that. See, the trial balance is incorrect, but using that incorrect trial balance, we prepare financial statements. Using an incorrect trial balance, you have prepared financial statements. Are those correct or incorrect? Incorrect. So if we have prepared financial statements, those are called as financial statements using incorrect details. Those are called as draft financial statements. Draft. Draft means incorrect. Varadi. Some changes are required. So that's the meaning of draft. So when you prepare draft financial statements, if you have prepared draft financial statements, the net profits and gross profits, the profits also incorrect. Those are called as draft profits. So in the lesson, right, probably it will be told with some errors they have prepared financial statements and those are also incorrect. Then they will ask you to rectify the errors and rectify the profits accordingly, according to the rectifications. Therefore, I have a very simple way, I have a nice shortcut. That is, we know profit equals income minus expenses. This is how you investigate the profit, you calculate the profit. So, if you want to increase the profit, income should be increased and expenses should be decreased. Agree? If you want to decrease the profit, income should be decreased and expenses should be increased. Simple. Clear? Yes or no? Increasing income, debit or credit? Credit. Decreasing expenses. Also. Expenses increase and debit. 24 month 2024 year old Now, increasing income credit, decreasing expenses expenses credit. Decreasing income debit, increasing expenses. That was all. Now, so with that, when you credit to any income or expense, credit into income or expense, both. Credit karam income or expense are with that, what will happen to the profit? If you debit to any income or expense, with that the profit will be decreased. Then you can use a very simple shortcut. Or shortcut. You are given the draft profit. They will give you this is the incorrect profit, and they will give you some errors to rectify. Once you rectify the errors, be carefully when you rectify those, whether you have debited to any income or expense. While rectifying, check whether you have debited to any income or expense. If you have debited to any income or expense, you have to go and deduct that from profit. If you have credited to any income or expense, correctly go and add. It's a very simple shortcut. Is it clear? It's very much easy. Anyone can understand. So this is the easiest way to rectify the profits. If I go and apply this is how you have to apply. Yeah, I'll give you one. I'll give you one friend. Right? Actually, this is a shortcut. Some students they struggle with how to rectify this. But if you know this shortcut, they expect these type of questions in the exam. It's very much easy. This is the easiest way in the world to rectify the profits. So now you can prepare the net profit rectification statement. You can start this with the draft net profit. Add and less. You will get the correct net profit. So when you are given the draft profit, net profit, you have to now look at the rectifying entries. Income or expenses are the now see whether you have credited, then you have to add. Whether you have debited, then you have to deduct. See the first one, motor vehicle maintenance an expense. You debited. Then what do you do? Motor vehicle asset, don't take. Debtors control, don't take. Sales credit, add. Suspense debit, don't take. Purchases credit, add. Sales debit, deduct. Suspense, don't take. Salary debit, deduct. Accrued salary, add. Liability, don't take. Depreciation account debit, deduct. Amount, right? This is amount. Is it clear? Very much easy, right? Listen. In some instances, rarely, they will ask you to rectify the gross profit, not the net profit. They will ask you to rectify the gross profit. Then you will have to prepare a statement called gross profit rectification statement. Start this with the draft gross profit and analyze. You will get the correct gross profit. You all know how to calculate the gross profit. We calculate the gross profit in the trading account part. Sales minus cost of sales. If the gross profit is incorrect, you know the gross profit is the result of a few income and expenses. Sales, return inwards, opening stock, purchases, carriage inwards, return outwards, the closing stock. With the impact of these only the gross profit comes. When you rectify the errors, if there are impacts on these few accounts, only that will affect the gross profit. Or simply you can say, when you rectify the errors, if something is affected to the trading account, those are affected to the gross profit. So out of these, can you take all the income and expenses and rectify the gross profit? You can't. Will the motor vehicle maintenance affect the gross profit? No, that will affect the net profit only, because this is something we have which there in the profit and loss. Will sales affect? Yes, and anyway the same thing you have to do. Purchases credit? Yes, add. Sales debit? Yes, deduct. Salary? No, that doesn't affect. That's in the profit and loss. Depreciation? That doesn't affect. If the question asks you to rectify the gross profit, you have to take only the income and expenses which are there in the trading account. Shall we write a little note on this? Put like a topic. Correction of errors and rectification of profits. Correction of errors and rectification of profits. Correction of errors and rectification of profits. Right there. If the financial statements were prepared, using an erroneous trial balance, those are called as draft financial statements. Those are called as draft financial statements. And the profits are called as draft profits. Profits are called as draft profits. Draft profits are rectified. Draft profits are rectified. To obtain the correct profits. to obtain the current profits. Please you write this. Profit equals income minus expenses. To increase the profit, income, very little, the expenses are little, right? You will write simply. You better put that in the box. Alright, according to the above in the value, right? Chart. Credit entries on income and expenses. Credit entries on income and expenses. Should be added to the draft profit. Should be added to the draft profit. And debit entries should be deducted. Next point as a point. Next slide. To rectify the net profit. To rectify the net profit. All income and expenses should be considered. To rectify the net profit, all income and expenses should be considered. To rectify the gross profit, income and expenses affect to income and expenses affect to trading income. Should be adjusted. Should be adjusted. And the next important thing is, when you rectify the errors, don't use any other methods. Use only this one, and don't use the combination of methods, right? Because this is very much logical. Use this one. Otherwise, I have seen some students, they think and do. It's a very good thing. Think. Sales credit. Credit means sales increase. Sales increase means profit increase. And that takes some time. So, no need to waste time in that because this is very much logical. Use this one. I have seen, because some students think, they might understand and they might go in some other paths, and finally answer will be incorrect. Use the shortcut always. Right? Now, can you rectify the profits here? Prepare the net profit rectification as well as the gross profit rectification for the question. I have your book. But I am sure in the question, in the same question, probably both will not be given. For your understanding only. මම මේ ප්‍රශ්න ටික දාන්නේ just for your understanding. මට ඕනේ ගොඩාක් මකට කාලේ ගන්න. Simple lesson. මේ රිවිෂන් එක ඉක්මනට කරලා papers ටිකක් කරන්න ගම. එතකොට මේවයි ප්‍රශ්න අමුතු ඒවා තියෙනවා. මම ගොඩක් ඒ නිසා මෙතෙන්දී lesson based, ඒ කියන්නේ question based කියලා නෑ. ලේසි නිසා මම ඉක්මනට remind කරා යන්නේ. හරිනේ. ඒක හොඳයි නේ. We'll capitalize more time on some questions, but here the draft net profit is given as 40,000. The net profit rectification, motor vehicle maintenance debit 9,000 I credit. Motor vehicle maintenance. Debtors control debit, sales credit. Sales. Suspense account debit, purchase credit. Take this 4,000 purchase. Then sales debit. Salary debit. Depreciation account debit. Is it in this way? 12,700 the correct profit? Yes? This is correct. Correct net profit is 12,700. Then go to the gross profit rectification. Draft profit is 87,000. I'll copy values from here. Sales 10,000. Purchase 4,000. Motor vehicle down take. Take this 3,300 sales. That's it. It's 97,700. Isn't it about a place here? The correction of the rest. But in grade 10 you didn't get these one. Right. Now read the third and do that beyond without my help. Third question. Read, understand and do. Right, shall we check the answers? Still do? Still do? Trial balance prepared in Thanya business did not agree and the difference of 6,200 has been credited to a suspense account. In the suspense account there is a balance 6,200. Then you are given the errors. These are the errors. Total sales 12,000 has been debited to debtors control account as 1,200 and credited to sales account as 10,000. 2 errors. The total sales actually it's 12,000 which they have credited to debtors account as 1,200. But debtors account debit 10,800. Debtors debit 10,800 and in sales account it's appeared as 10,000. You need to credit 2,000 more to sales account. Sales account credit 2,000. No more errors. Credit the difference to suspense account. Is it 8,800? Narration should be being rectified sales. Being rectified credit sales. Number 2. Motor vehicle maintenance expense 5,000 has been debited to vehicle maintenance as 500. So the vehicle maintenance account debit 4,500. in narration. Number 3, in your marking scheme, it's mentioned if all the narrations are not recorded, cut 2 or 3 marks from the marks you have earned. It's that much important, right? So you have to write the narration anyway. But the quality of the narration or the size of the narration is not much concern, I think, because they are not. If the narration is available, I don't think those who are going to mark the answers will read the narration, and for the quality they will assess the quality and they will give the marks, right? And if the narration is there, I think they will not read the narration. The narration is there. You have to write something as a narration, whatever the thing you have to write. Whatever the thing you have to write, right? Then, not Vishwadevandana narration, but anyway, that also you have to write. Then, someone like a narration. If you don't know how to write the narration, write the question as a narration. You will get the marks. You better start with being recorded. Next, cancellation of discounts allowed 3,000 had not been recorded in general ledger. To whom you give the discount? When you allow the discount, double entries, discounts allowed debit, debtors credit. So the cancellation should be debtors account debit, discounts allowed account credit. Understand? Debtors control account debit 3,000. Discounts allowed credit. Number 4. Rent income 6,000 had been recorded in the debit side of the trial balance. Listen please. In the trial balance, only they have made the mistake. Rent income 6,000, they have recorded that in the debit side. Actually, you need to take this to the other side. I told you, you can think what you more. Trial balance credit. How much? 12,000. Suspense debit. Trial balance credit 12,000. Suspense account debit. Don't write trial balance. Some don't send credit. Number 5. Remaining cleaning material stock 3,000 had not been accounted. Before discussing the double entry, I have to explain a bit. Remember, in a business, right, this is important. In a business, the stock which you have purchased to resell is the trading stock. That is what the stock which is available in the trading account. If the closing stock is remaining, if it is a trading account, always your double entry should be stock account debit, trading account credit. The reason all the stocks you purchase, you debit to purchase account and you transfer the purchase account to trading account. Therefore, the stocks you have purchased, all are there in the trading account. If something remaining from those inventories, credit that amount to trading account and recognize that as a separate asset. That is a closing stock account debit, trading account credit. That's what the meaning of that. In addition to the main stock, there may be some other stocks. Cleaning material and packing material, stationery, maintenance material like grease, oil and all, right? All are the materials. In addition to the material which you purchase to resell, there may be so many materials in the business. Normally when you purchase stationery, you debit that to stationery account. When you purchase cleaning material, you debit that to cleaning material account. If you have purchased packing material, you debit that to packing material account. All these are material. Understand? Usually we call all these as expenses. Packing material is an expense. You have to take that to profit and loss account. Cleaning material, you need to take that to the profit and loss account. If it is stationery, again take that to the profit and loss. All are considered as expenses. Understand? If something is remaining from the inventory which you have purchased, the remaining amount should not be considered as an expense. It's logical. If it is stationery, recently also in the revision I discussed this. Right? If it is stationery, in the stationery account, if say 15,000 is there, usually you transfer that 15,000 to profit and loss. Say 2,000 remaining. Don't take that 2,000 to profit and loss. It's not an expense, that's an asset. So what you have to do is, if 15,000 is available in stationery account or packing material account or whatever the material account, if 3,000 is remaining, don't take that 3,000 as an expense, as it's remaining, as it's an asset. So what you have to do is, from that account, take it out. The remaining balance you need to take out. They are in the stationery account, in the account the 15,000 balance is there. How to remove that 3,000? Stationery account credit 3,000 and debit that to stationery stock account. Take that as a stock. All the remaining things you can take as a stock. If it is cleaning material, double entry should be cleaning material stock account debit, cleaning material account credit. If it is stationery, stationery stock account debit, stationery account credit. If it is packing material stock account debit, packing material account credit. So according to my example, if 15,000 is there and if you credit that 3,000, now the remaining balance is 12,000, that is the one you have to transfer profit and loss. The amount which you took out to the asset account, stock account, you have to take to this way and current assets. Is it clear? You know how to do the adjustment, you might not know what is the double entry, that's why it is. So here it says, remaining cleaning material 3,000 had not been accounted, double entry should be cleaning material stock account debit, cleaning material expense account, the cleaning material account, material account is the expense. Is it clear? Clear not a cleaning material stock debit. Before that, cleaning material expense, credit 3,000. Next, recovery of bad debts. 2 days ago I discussed. Recovery of bad debt 7,500 has been debited to cash account. It's correct. Credited to suspense. No. That should be credited to where? You can use two approaches. Either restate in debtor first and recording money, or otherwise you can record the net income. If you suppose to first cancel off the bad debts value, then you have to count that as debtors debit, bad debts credit, again cash debit, debtors credit. Now if you take the net impact of both, cash debit, bad debts credit. So in this case, they have taken this 7,500 and debited to cash control is correct. They should have credited this to bad debts. But without crediting that to bad debts, they have credited that to suspense. Then how to count? Suspense debit, bad debts credit. Suspense debit 7,500, bad debts credit. In your suspense account, the opening balance is 7,600. This is the opening balance. And in the first entry, suspense account credited 8,800 debtors. Here 4,500 credit here, vehicle maintenance. That doesn't have any impact on suspense. Suspense debit 12,000 dots. Again suspense debit 7,500. Bad debts. Selling at 9,500. Suspense debit account is cancelled. Draft net profit is given 157. Sales credit take this 2,000. Suspense. Then vehicle maintenance 4,500. Discounts allowed credit. Fourth one, suspense debit, some dots credit. Listen carefully. Should you consider these dots in rectified profits? Yes or no? Check whether these dots representing any income or expense. If these dots represent any income or expense, that should be affected profit. But if these dots represent assets, liability or equity, no problem. That has no impact on profit. Is it clear? Dot tiba kira nikang in the way dot ne. No, you have to still check. Ne for which you have put these dots. Mana artha me doteka bidi. Rent income. Ena rent income में trial balance के बारे दी. Rent income में trial balance के बारे दी ना. तीन हजार बारे दी ना. If you have recorded rent income incorrectly in the trial balance, that definitely has an impact on the profit. So anyway, the logic is the shortcut is anyway same. Dots credited and this 12,000 rent income. Pre material stock account debit don't take, but expense credit debit 3,000. Bad debts also you need to take 7,500. This is 180,000. Go to the gross profit rectification. That is asking in different way. Calculate the net increase or decrease in the gross profit after rectifying the above errors. You are not given the draft gross profit. They ask you to calculate the increase or decrease in gross profit. How to compute? That also is the same way. But you don't know the opening balance. If the opening balance was given, the incorrect balance or the draft balance was given, you will add sales. You see what? And this 2,000. Therefore, you will get a positive impact. See, what is the positive impact? Profit will be increased by 2,000 positively. If this is 2,000 minus, you can say it's a decrease. So the net this is net increase. If I go to the previous one, if I ask what is the net increase in the profit without calculating this, you can take the difference of these two. Add 27,500, deduct 4,500. That is 23,000. Profit will be increased by 23,000. Is it clear the way I do it? Part of the year month. Not until now.